everybody. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NRG This Week. I'm Leon Thomas here with NRG CEO and President Mike Weiner. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, Leon, I am doing absolutely phenomenal. How are you today?
All is groovy. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way so I can get it from around my neck as well.
Ladies and
Didn't
gentlemen,
happen.
we are close to baseball season.
It didn't.
Baseball season.
So
Football is over.
we'll take
Over.
this off.
Yeah. There you go. Now you're looking like it. A
Let's
million bucks with that
go.
Orioles cap.
I look like
Orioles,
how many bucks?
a million
A
bucks.
million bucks. Right on.
Yeah,
Right on.
baseball. Not America's national pastime.
It
Been
is.
around since long time.
It is indeed, but we're not talking about sports.
No.
This is NRG This Week, the show we highlight members of Network Referral Group. That's Mike Weiner. He is the president and CEO of Network Referral Group, commonly known as NRG. If you're not an NRG member and you want to check it out, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to NRG.online. I also want you to send a text message to that man, Mike Weiner. His number is 443-756-9656. You can get in touch with him. Tell him you learned about Network Referral Group by watching NRG This Week. Mike, tell me something good that's happening with NRG. Give me some good news. What are some things that are rolling and rolling and rolling?
We got things rolling and rolling and rolling. We've got the extravaganza coming up March 8th. It's a 3 hour spectacular networking event from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And we have got so many new members coming in. We've had, I think, 3 join today, 2 in Iowa. We've got 5 new groups, Leon, we've launched, and we're just going with NRG nationwide, utilizing law of attraction. And I am having a great time.
Now, Mike, when you say the NRG extravaganza, tell us what that is. What happens at an
It's a
NRG
It's a
extravaganza?
great question. It's a 3 hour NRG spectacular event. It's our biggest event of the year. It's Friday, March 8th, and it'll be from 1 to 4 Eastern. It'll be on my Zoom 367-333-9689. Man, these guys are great. They always have everything right there. And we're expecting lots of guests. We're expecting members. We have a keynote speaker, Tom Cavanaugh, who was on NRG this week over a year ago. He does NLP. We have sponsorships available. We have breakout rooms. So we've got everything. It's a 3 hour spectacular event, and we can't wait to have you there. So reach out to me for more information on my cell. You can call me. You can text me. It's 443-756-9656. I've been doing these for years. And, Leon, we've been on Zoom. It'll be 4 years in March. Tomorrow's February 1st. 2024, and we've been doing Zooms. I've run about 17,000 now. And come to our spectacular extravaganza and to our weekly meetings. Love to see you there.
Folks, you want to make sure you attend to learn more than just networking. NRG is so much more than just show up, here's a name, here's a name. There's education, there's motivation, there's speakers, there's something going on. And here's the cool part. In many cases, you join one group, but you can attend another meeting. In many cases, you can do that. So I want to encourage you to do that. I attend NRG meetings. Have for Mike and I have known each other for a minute and a half, and I remember when NRG was just done in person around DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Mike,
Yeah.
we have another outstanding guest on this week's episode of NRG This Week. Tell us who we have.
So, you know what? Very recently, about 2 weeks ago, I met Gogi. She is absolutely amazing. She's from New Jersey. She came to our Winston-Salem group. And if
Stop,
you're looking to
stop, 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 stop.
what, New Jersey?
Did you say she's from New Jersey?
She's from New Jersey. Is there a problem?
Well, that's where you got to make right turns to go left.
I know, I know. My son, oh, his son lived up there for a while, but she joined the Winston-Salem group and she is spectacular. I have nobody like her in the network. I never have. And she's gonna, if you're getting phone scammed or attempted, she's gonna give you some advice on that. This is
I
a
got I got one today.
relevant issue, Leon, very relevant to the world that we live in now.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait to meet her. Let's bring Gogi on and let's
Absolutely.
talk to her. Hi Gogi, how are you? Welcome to NRG this week.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now that's not the line we rehearsed in the pre-show. That's not what let's do that. Let's do that all over again.
Lord.
Take her out, our producer, take her out. Let's go ahead and bring Gogi on. Hi Gogi, how are you?
Oh, very well. Racquetball. I love your t shirt. Now that's a real sport.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. Thank you. Racquetball. Racquetball Revival. That's the youth racquetball program in Baltimore. To learn more about it and to make a donation, go to racquetballrevival.com. It's way more than racquetball now. We provide counseling, we provide tutoring in English writing skills and math. So much more than racquetball. But anyway, Gogi, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So now tell us what you do. Mike was talking about eliminating phone scams and all that. Tell us about it.
Well, that's our goal. My company is called Answer Sure. We're a phone scam, a national phone scam prevention service with utility on landlines. They still exist, folks, and cell phones.
So what do I do? Are you like the call screener or something? You got people sitting all over the country and the phone rings and they go, "Hello, this is Leon's phone." And they say, "Yeah, I'm Bob." And then you call me or something, send me a text on an old text pager and say, "Leon, do you know a guy named Bob?" And I say, "Yeah, I know Bob. Put the call through." Is that how this thing works?
Well, a little.
A
Everything
little.
old is new again, and we have put our own spin to things. Yes, for the landline service, there are two plans: a representative plan and a numeric plan. And with that, the representative plan, a human being will pick up our client's phone, and they vet the call by using the client's chosen password or phrase that the client creates and they share with their family, friends, lawyers, doctors, etc. For our app on cell phones, it's a little different. The app we work with a company that uses a list, a dynamic list. It's growing every nanosecond, I am told, of known scam, robo, and spam phone numbers. With the app, those millions of phone numbers will not ring your phone. And that's how we do it.
Wow. So I got a, a scam called this morning.
Hmm.
This morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish they'd stop. And then they called back from a same area code, different number. They called back a little later. I have a relative that's 99 years old. By the way, I don't know if they told you before the show. The Thomas family and Royster family, we just live forever. I have an uncle that's 100, another aunt that's 99, another one that's like 105. We don't go anywhere. We just stick around forever. But one keeps getting these calls at her home, right?
Yes.
And so your company can stop that.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we can. The differential we offer is the landline service in particular. Yes,
Yeah.
people say landlines are going out of style, but you still have over 12 million in the United States, and many of them are with people that are older or elders.
Hmm.
And they are our elders are being targeted by this crime.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out. If I want to find out more about your company, how do I do that? How do I find more information?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. You would go to our website, www.answersure.com. You can also email us at contact@answersure.com.
AnswerSure.com. All right. Looking forward to it. In fact, I have the website up right here. I'm looking at it. I'm excited about this. AnswerSure.com. And so we want to make sure we do that. And then that email address, again, you mentioned an email address as well.
Yes, it's contact@answersure.com.
Right on. Now we're here to also talk about that bridge between you, Mike, and NRG. Before I turn it over to Mike for y'all to talk, tell me this. How did you get in touch with Mike Weiner and NRG?
Uh, through a colleague and I could call friend of mine that's part of NRG, and she
Ah,
recommended I come to a meeting,
yeah.
and that's what I did.
So a colleague and a friend
Hmm.
recommended that you and Mike talk, and you came to a meeting, and you came to a meeting and said, this Wiener guy, he's not half bad, and I like NRG. And then the next thing you know, how long ago was that?
2 weeks.
Look at that. 2 weeks ago, suddenly you're a star
Oh,
on NRG this week.
yeah.
Huh?
I I'm thankful, Mike, and you giving me this opportunity. So I thank you for that.
Right on. I'm glad you're here and look forward to learning more about you and your company. I'm going to step away and we're going to take it to Mike Weiner and then to our folks in the production booth. After Mike talks, when he kicks it back to me, we'll run a short commercial break. Here we go. Mike, you're all up.
All
Thank you.
right. Thanks, Leon. So, Gogi, I got a question for you. It's been great meeting you. I know it's been just 2 weeks. It's crazy. What motivated you to start the company? Had you had an experience yourself, or were other people complaining? There's always, it's like find a need and fill it. That is sales and figuring out a solution. They talk about that on Shark Tank too. You come up with a challenge and you fill it. What was the motivation for Gogi to start this kind of company? Really curious about that.
Thank you for asking that. It was my mother.
Absolutely.
My mother in 2019 was almost a victim of this crime. This person took it so far as to come to her front door in the guise of her bank's representative. She did not get injured in any way, thankfully, but it did put my siblings and I on notice that we had to shore up the phone. Her landline service is an access point as sure as your front door or window is. So I went in search of something to protect her. There were things out there, talking about 2019, there were things out there then, there are things out there now, but they did not perform the level of protection that I was looking for, which was and is that I do not want her phone to ring unless the call is vetted and has been confirmed to be for her. So she can answer,
That's
sure.
That is brilliant because I know they are targeting the older segment out there. And you mentioned there's so many phones out there that are landlines. We all think that's just cell phones, but there are people, especially the elderly, that have that. What is it? What would be one of your biggest tips that you can give people to prevent being scammed? Because there's so much going on computers, on phones. It's probably one of the hottest. When you and I met, I was like, oh my God, this is really relevant to what's happening in the world. I deal with all kinds of industries. I've been doing this 24 years, but when you came to the meeting, I was like, wow, this is super relevant. So I'm super excited that you're aboard with NRG and I can make an impact and help you. But what is a really good tip that you could give people out there to prevent being scammed? What's the number one tip?
If you get an email, a call, anything, and they are using a sense of urgency, any sort of communication that is using that, a sense of urgency, should put up a big red flag in your mind, because that is one of the top things that these criminals use. They approach you with that sense of urgency to really knock you off your game, to get you misdirected, to get you nervous. So you're not clear thinking anymore. So that would be the one thing I would suggest people stay alert, and anything with a sense of urgency, take a little back step.
Gotcha. I see it where it's definitely for personal, but as you're talking, I'm thinking about business and HR. Where could HR help out with the employees? Because I could see you doing, like, I call them Zoominars now. It used to be seminars, but I could see you doing a Zoominar with whether it's 10 employees or 1,000 employees or whatever on Zoom. So are you targeting businesses to make them? I really think it's educating the business owners and all of their employees, because if an employee really gets scammed, that's going to affect their work production, their whole life. So what's your thought process on the business side?
Well, again, thank you for asking that question, Mike.
Sure
Yes,
thing.
yes, I am. I have tried to widen my reach to corporations, to business owners, not only to prevention of scams, but also to let their employees know that we exist. A lot of the employees out there within the different age demographics, they're caregivers. They're caregivers to their older relatives. And being a caregiver can have an effect on your work life. Sometimes you cannot go into the office
Absolutely.
if there's an emergency.
Yeah.
So I am
Yeah.
trying to break into meeting with uh, corporations and other businesses and speaking to their employees. This becomes a quality of life issue for many people, not only the victims, but the caretakers.
I agree with you. Totally agree. One more question, then we're going to bring Leon back in. You came to NRG. It's been 2 weeks. I know you had a birthday, so happy belated birthday. Um, you were shaking your head yes during the meeting. You were at Winston-Salem, and I remember you were engaged. You were into it. There's a lot of viewers out there. They've had bad experiences with networking groups. They've had no experiences with networking groups. As far as NRG, what advice would you give to someone that's never been to the group? Because you got 3 referrals, and then within hours, I blew your phone up with 23 referrals, which is what I do. I've kind of been known as the guy who blows your phone up. What advice would you give to a new business owner or an experienced business owner that's been around a while? What did you see as a quick benefit for NRG? Because you joined very quickly, and you were excited about it. I love that energy. I'm very energetic and all about law of attraction. But why did you join, and what advice do you have for folks out there? I'm not hearing you, Leon, right this sec.
Yeah, looks like
I think
Gogi is
Gogi froze.
frozen. Yep. So we
Yes.
can. I'm going to ask our producer if he could send an email to that contact email address that lets her know that we are frozen. And while we're doing that, this show, NRG This Week, is produced by the Leon Thomas Group, your partner in all things virtual. And let's take a short commercial break and we'll come back and talk more to Mike and Gogi. You're watching NRG This Week.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway, and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try, and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time, and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear. because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What will we do without it?
Welcome back to NRG This Week. I'm Leon Thomas here with NRG President and CEO Mike Weiner. This show is produced by the Leon Thomas Group, and those commercials and advertisements that you saw are all produced in-house by team members of the Leon Thomas Group. To have work like that done for you and your business, contact us. Again, that's the leonthomasgroup.com. You can send me an email. My email address is leon at the leonthomasgroup.com. The voices you heard were those of Kelly Johnson and Dion Hunter. Mike, we're back, and I think Gogi is back with us too. Let's go ahead and bring her back on. Hey, Gogi, thank you for being here on NRG This Week. You mentioned that this becomes a quality of life issue, these phone scams.
Yes.
Let me share briefly my story with you. My 99-year-old aunt, who has made her decision that she wants to live in an apartment by herself, at least twice a week calls me and talks about, this number called me. They keep calling, they keep calling. I want to stop. And she's upset. And when your 99-year-old aunt is upset, you spend time fighting this stuff, right? Where were you? Where you been for the last 20 some years that my aunt's been getting this call?
Well, I have to say, I only started this business in 2021. Like I said, I started the process to protect my mom. That's who I created it for. I wasn't looking to go into business. But in 2021, it was my husband that said, I don't think you're the only person dealing with this issue. And that's how I went into business.
Yeah. So walk me through what happened. So someone calls you or goes on a website, contacts you. What's the process? What happens next?
Okay. The with the landline service representative plan, we'll do that one because a human being is picking up your phone. Our clients forward their number and the answer shore call center representative picks up. The caller will hear good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is answer shore. How may I direct your call? They give the name that they person they'd like to speak with, and then they'll be asked, sure, I'll put you through. May I have the password? And if the caller has that password, again, the client creates it, it's individualized by the client's creation. The call is released and will ring the client's phone. If the caller does not, with the representative plan, a message can be taken, and those messages are sent in real time as they come in to the client and a designee that the client chooses. That way, calls don't fall through the cracks and people are able to get to the calls as they come in, because inevitably someone that is supposed to get that password does not receive it. So that's why we do it that way.
All right. And one more question, general question, and then I'm sure you and I will talk some later. As far as HIPAA guidelines go, when a doctor's office calls, what information are they allowed to give in terms to that live representative? You have an appointment on, your test results were. How does that get handled?
They're not allowed to give anything about test results. They are allowed to leave a message with their phone number, and that message again is sent to the two places, the client and the designee.
Okay, right on. This is hot stuff. I look forward to learning more about it. And you talked about your experiences with my man, Mike Weiner. He's a pretty good
Yes,
guy, huh?
he's wonderful. He's
Yeah,
incredible. He's a dynamo. I keep using that word, but he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
He
He
is.
is.
Appreciate. Yeah, Gogi, when you got frozen, we were just talking about NRG. So if you had a minute or two to say, your testimonial, and you only been with me 2 weeks, but I think you and I have already developed a really good respect for each other and business relationship. What would you say to the viewer out there that hasn't had a good experience with a networking group or no experience?
NRG is the place to come to. You can come to a meeting, see for yourself, because that's the thing. See for yourself. Do yourself give yourself the gift of going to a meeting. That's all I can say. When I
I
went,
like it.
I
I like
joined
it.
because I've never experienced that. Instantaneous results. When I say, people are giving you names and phone numbers on the call, that's exactly what's happening. Mike set me up 23, 25 names and phone numbers. Not only names and phone numbers, he did the introduction, a three-way introduction, making it personal, and very honestly giving me validity by his introduction, which makes me, these people that don't know me, they're more receptive. So I think it's, again, I gave this as a gift to myself. And I would suggest anyone who's interested get on a call.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I like it. Good stuff. And
Validity.
yes,
I love that
I
word,
agree.
validity. That's
Yes,
a great word.
that's right. But it's true. Anyone can go through and say, "Hey, I have a business card. I met this guy, whatever." Yeah, call him.
Right.
But when you say,
Right.
"This is how I know him. This is what I know about him," and it's happening both ways,
That's right.
right? Now both people can say, "This must be legit. This is
That's right.
not spam or a robotext, right? Or
That's right.
just not some other leads organization." So right on, right on. I hope everyone gets in touch with Gogi. Gogi, again, let's go ahead and give everyone your contact information.
Sure.
That website is
Website is www.answershore.com. And our email contact is contact@answershore.com.
all right, great folks. When you contact Gogi, make sure you tell her that you found out about her through NRG and by watching NRG this week. Make sure you do that. And Mike, before we finish up, I know you said we're going into baseball season. Gogi, are you a sports fan? Do you have a team?
Yes, I do.
And who's your team?
You're not going to want to hear it.
Okay, but go ahead anyway.
I,
I'll turn my earpiece off. Here, go ahead.
I'm a New York Mets fan.
That's okay. That's
Told
better
you,
than the Steelers.
Here, let me turn it on again. Which team was that?
New York Mets.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're good. Yeah, long as you don't say pickleball. Everything else is fixable. Everything else we can fix.
So
Yeah.
Gogi, I got a real quick question for you. Back in 1969, who did the Mets beat in this World Series? I was 5 years old. 1969. Do you know who the Mets beat in the World Series?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Orioles in
Yogi, I
1969.
was
It,
trying to help you. I was gonna send it in the
Oh,
chat. I was trying to help. Oh.
you have to give me a signal, Leon. You got to give me some signal or something. Thank you, though. Thank you for trying to help me. But Baltimore Orioles, okay. I'll never
it
forget.
was the same year. It was the same year the New York Jets beat the Colts. New York beat us in baseball and football, which is crazy. And someone told me about basketball, but I don't follow that as close. But
Yeah, that's right.
basketball and football in
The
1969 was all New York,
the Knicks
all the
beat the
Big Apple.
Bullets. The Knicks
Yep.
beat the Bullets that year.
Yeah, there you
Ball.
go.
I'm sorry, but I just got to tell you, we choke a lot.
We did. We
19,
did.
1971 up 3-1 against the Pirates. 1979 up 3-1 against the Pirates.
We beat the Philadelphia Phillies in 1986, the last time we won a World Series.
Long time ago. Yes, indeed. Folks, we're not
Crazy.
supposed to talk sports. Thanks for watching NRG this week. I'm Leon Thomas. That's Mike Weiner. To get in touch with him to learn more about Network Referral Group, give him a text, give him a call at 443-756-9656. You can go to NRG.online, and you can also send Mike an email. His email address is mike at networkreferralgroup.com. Thanks to our producer in the background, Dr. Jay Rasinko, for doing another outstanding job. I'm Leon Thomas. Thanks for watching NRG this week. Here we go.